What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training. Today we're going to be breaking down 3 tips for wide receivers to beat zone coverage. So we're going to be talking about attacking the blind spot. We're going to be talking about taking what the DB gives you, and we're going to be talking about how you guys can sell double moves against zone coverage. Okay, so I hope this helps you guys out. But also, fellas, if you're a wide receiver and you're just now entering the offseason and you want to know all the specific things you need to do in the gym and on the field to take those skills on the field to the next level, check out that very first link in the description for our ultimate 8-week wide receiver workout plan. So if you check out that link below, what you'll get access to is an 8-week long wide receiver gym workout schedule and an 8-week long wide receiver on-field workout schedule. So we give you all the specific gym exercise splits and on-field exercise splits with specific reps, sets, rest periods, rest days, and we include an instructional video breaking down each on-field drill that's over 2 hours long. So check out that very first link below if you're interested in our 8-week schedule. Let's get started with this video. So first tip to beat zone coverage is you have to attack the blind spot and you have to threaten the front hip of a DB in zone. So if you guys are on the outside, chances are you're going to be seeing a lot of zone coverage like this, right? Where the DB's eyes are in the backfield. That's how I can recognize that it's zone and not off man. His eyes are in the backfield. So where I need to attack, if I have an outside breaking route, is I got to obviously attack that front hip and I want to try to threaten the blind spot, whether I have an outside breaking route or an inside breaking route, right? So we got to make sure that we are threatening over here. That's the spot that I want to try to get to. Now, Diggs has this kind of hitch and go, this stutter go, right? Stop and go, whatever you want to call it. So the great thing that he does is he gets to that blind spot and gets to a point where that DB is going off of feel, right? When that DB has his eyes in the backfield because he's reading the quarterback, trying to see if the number 2 is going to come out and threaten his zone or whatever the number 2 might do. Maybe he's reading 2-1, whatever it is. When his eyes are in the backfield like that, this is where I have to attack. So Diggs, when he comes off here, he does a great job of working off the line fast, but he gives like kind of this subtle like speed change to where he slows down. He kind of slows himself down, then he has this hip drop. But you see when he's in that kind of like front hip attacking the weak hip blind spot area. That's where we want to try to get to anytime that I have zone coverage. Like imagine if I had to run like a let's think of it like this. Like let's say I had to run a dig route, right? Like so if I had to run a dig route when I come up here, I could give a little move right here like an inside fake, like a vertical set, push back up to this blind spot, make that DB think about what we just did, have him maybe speed turn, have him open up his hips, and then I could slip back underneath and run a dig route because I threatened that blind spot. So if you guys can threaten him to that front hip, you guys can threaten him to that blind spot maybe once or twice at the start of the game. That opens up a lot of things for you, right? And again, attacking that front hip is super important as well because let's say I had to run the route like a comeback. Let's say maybe I'm coming at him and I'm going right at that front hip like I do here. I give an inside move. Maybe he sits on the inside move. I push up to the blind spot. I get him to flip his hips and then I can run this comeback right off. There's a million different things, million different ways you can structure your routes against a zone DB simply by attacking the front hip with your stem and threatening the blind spot with everything that I'm doing, or maybe on a certain case, just actually run to the blind spot if you're maybe not a big part of the play. Let's watch the thing again full speed. So first tip to beating zone coverage, we have to attack the front hip and we have to threaten the blind spot to be able to get some space. Great route there by Stephon Diggs. Okay, so now, second tip to beating zone coverage, and again, you see it, eyes in the backfield. That's how we know it's zone. We know it's not man. This could be press bail. He starts out in this like kind of squatted press coverage stance, but when his eyes are in the backfield, nobody ever plays man coverage with their eyes looking at that quarterback. He's trying to read the quarterback. He's probably trying to read 2-1, whatever it might be, right? But he's not man coverage. He's got help to the inside, especially when we're giving him the inside. So Tyreek Hill is going to be running this like slant out route, right? Blaze out. When we do that, we got to make sure that we are selling the route with 3 specific things. So second tip to beating zone coverage when you have to run a double move route is to make sure that we are selling the route with 3 things, and that is your eyes, your speed, and your body language. And by speed, I don't mean that you have to be fast. Tyreek Hill's speed, certainly helps, right? But again, it's the fastest you can go. It's the fastest tempo that you have, right? So when Tyreek Hill breaks on this slant, what's the first thing that snaps around? Eyes. It doesn't always have to be eyes. But against an undisciplined DB, I'm not saying this DB's undisciplined, but if you have a DB who's undisciplined and he's looking high, your eyes will get him every single time. But a DB should be looking where if it's man coverage? He should be looking at your torso, right? So against zone, we got to treat that as the same principle as man coverage. I don't want to just think, oh, it's zone. I could run a lazy route. I'm going to run back here anyways. He's not even looking at me. No, I got to sell the route. He's going off of feel. If he feels your speed to the inside and he feels your pad level committing, that's what's going to get him to drive on this thing. So again, that brings me to the third thing. I'm not saying you got to be crazy fast. I'm saying you got to be in stride. You got to actually run. Nobody runs a slant route with choppy steps after they break. They're running full speed because they're trying to get to that ball. So that's how we have to run this route. I got to have full speed. I got to have my eyes. I got to commit my whole entire body language. That's what it takes to get a DB to bite in zone. If he stays outside and he's got safety help, chance starts because we didn't sell sell the route. It's easy for everybody outside looking in to say, oh, that DB should have just stayed outside. Well, when a receiver makes you believe it because everything about this looks like a slant, the art of deception, that's what's going to get us space, and that's going to move that DB because he doesn't know otherwise. There's no way of him to predict it. Hindsight is always 20/20. So second tip to being a great wide receiver against zone coverage, make sure when we're selling a double move, we sell with eyes, body language, and stride. Let's watch the thing again, full speed. Great job bursting over the middle, popping this thing right off, and then accelerating out on this break. So third tip, and beating zone coverage or any kind of zone coverage concept, maybe it's like man under, maybe it's like 2-man under, whatever it is you got to take what the DB gives you. Do not force a release. Do not force the move at the top of the route simply because you've always ran it a certain way. If the coverage takes away what you're trying to do, we have to have another plan. We have to have multiple tools in my arsenal to create space, especially against zone coverage. Just watch thing full speed. So Doug Baldwin does a great job taking what the DB gives him, right? So this DB has help inside. He's got safety up. You'll see it coming over the top here, or you see it over the middle, excuse me. You see his help right here, right? So he's got help. He has help to the inside. So what does that mean? That he's probably going to be outside shade. Maybe it's like cover 2, for example, where the DB's outside shade trying to force you inside to reroute you so you get an easy play on that safety. We have to take what the defense gives me. So Doug Baldwin, when he comes off the line of scrimmage here, it's all about reading, right? How am I reading this DB? What can I do to react off of this DB? So when I come off here and I give him this little hesitation skip and I burst to the outside, you see how this DB's doing everything he can to take away the outside, everything he can to force him to the outside release. That's fine. Take what the DB gives me. When he takes away the outside, I just want to take the inside release. Even if I have a fade, even if I have like an out route, I take the inside release. Do not force your releases against zone coverage. So third tip to beat zone coverage, when it's like a press bail situation, when it's a cover 2 situation, when that guy looks like he's pressed up, it's really zone, he's trying to force you inside to his help, make sure we take what he gives me. Do not force the release simply based on a specific route. Let's watch the thing again, full speed one more time. Great job by Baldwin, taking what the DB gives him, working to restack and giving that quarterback some space to fade him back to the outside. Great job. All right, guys, we want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Again, fellas, if you guys want an 8-week-long wide receiver workout schedule in the gym and on the field with specific sets, repetitions, names of each exercises, descriptions of each exercises, and a full 2-hour-long video breaking down each on-field drill, check out that very first link in the description below. If you guys have any questions at all, don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section. Get back to you as soon as I can. Always appreciate it. I'll see you guys next time.